All black market, time to get a gun. Oh, hell yeah, let's go. Nice. What the? I'll just get another one. Oh, this is cool. This is awesome. Alright, what's going on here? Hey guys, Maverick here, and I'm coming at you with another guide. This time it's Loba. Now, everyone loves Loba, some for specific reasons, some of us because she's generally a very good, well-rounded character. She's got two lovely abilities that can really help prolong the games should they need to in the end game. Her other lovely ability, you know, some might say, is her ability to escape weird, you know, environments that she doesn't want to be in, away from some of you guys, but also away from third parties and fights if they don't go her way. Now, jokes aside, Loba is really good in Apex Legends. I think she is probably the most well-rounded character. But listen, we're here to talk about Loba and the ultimate guide. We're going to be covering everything, guys, from gun loadouts to playing a game with Loba and seeing how well we do, to covering the abilities. Listen, you know how they work. We're going to be covering the intense tips and how you can use them to really get into the, you know, top percentage of Loba players. Before we go any further, I wanted to give a quick shout out to 5 of my new friends: Escobar, Discipline, RNBW, NJ Plays Games, and Elias Sawyer. If you want to see yourself here, maybe get up on the, you know, on the new video, please consider subscribing. Every subscription that happens, every time my number goes up by 1, I cry. Like bad. Niagara Falls. But anyway, let's get on to the video. I said Loba is one of the most well-rounded legends, and I really mean this. Let's give a quick rundown of her kit. Now, her tactical is insane. It allows her to escape in, you know, a very quick motion. It's not as good as other escapes, as it's quite, you can't cancel it. You go in one direction, they can see. Octane jump pad, you can move as you go. You can tap strafe in certain directions. With Valkyrie, you can kind of customize her jetpack, you know, which way you want to go. But with Loba, you're kind of stuck, really, unfortunately. When you throw your bracelet, you're going in one direction, but it is insanely good. But her biggest ability is her ultimate, her black market. This is an ability so good that it doesn't matter her tactical or her passive. Her passive, in my honest opinion, is kind of useless, but whatever. Her tactical, her ultimate, the black market, is really good for multiple reasons. Very quickly off the bat, allows you to prolong those fights in the end game where it really matters, where you really need those final circles, that extra bit of ammo, that extra bit of shield. So for that, her main ability is the black market, is her ultimate. Burglar's best friend, her tactical, as I said a second ago, is a really good escape. One of my favorite things to do is escape through windows. Her and Ash are the only two legends that have the abilities to get out of a room if they're stuck in there or they're trapped in a building. They can easily get out of there, and you can use it every 20 seconds. There's some good ways to use it. We're going to go through that very shortly, but I just want to run you through her abilities real quick. However, her passive, as you guys know, it highlights purple, it highlights gold, hop ups and items around the map as you're looting. Great for hot drops, but unfortunately with the new ranking system, hot drops is never always a good thing. So with that being said, let's get straight into the guide. The first thing I want to do is take you to the finishers, to Loba's finishers. Now, as you guys know, this is very minuscule and it's not going to change the game that much, but this is a series where I cover everything from A through Z. So first of all, we have her finishers. So Femme Fatale, I'm probably saying that wrong, Femme Fatale, you know, if anyone knows it, that'd be great, is a really good finisher because it's quicker than Last Request. Femme Fatale is 5.5 seconds. Last Request is 6.2. So you're looking at almost half a second quicker by using the unlegendary. As you can see, I don't have the legendary, selected because it's just a bit slower. And whilst you're not going to notice a huge difference, half a second can be life or death in those very close games. Right, guys, let's talk her passive really quickly. We're gonna just blast through this. First of all, her passive allows you to see things through the walls. So as you can see on this, on here, you can see the items through the wall. If you're close enough, you can ping away the shields. Now, sometimes they can look a little bit similar. So the Phoenix kit can, at the right angle, can look like a body shield. So it's quite annoying that, you know, I can see that getting changed at some point. But one good thing to notice is if you zoom in and you see all these items, and you see them start to disappear, you know that someone's taken them. You know that someone is grabbing them. You know someone is there. It's a really good way to kind of gauge the room. If you know you can see a purple barrel stab. So I'm running around. I can see there's a red Evo shield over there. Okay, and then I look and it's gone. I know that there's someone there looting. This actually worked a few times. I would just always keep an eye on them because you might not want a purple barrel stab if you've already got one. But it's always good to notice the kind of map awareness and what's going on. As I said, it's really good for hot dropping because you have the ability to land, find the hop ups that you need. It's just a really good ability for hot drops. But as I said, with the ranked changes, it's not always best to be hot dropping. Trying to ping the items as well can be a bit of faff when you could just use your microphone to be like, hey, there's a Phoenix kit over there. Hey, there's a gold shield over there. Microphones are the best ability ever you can use in Apex Legends, and it's still the most underrated. Right now, guys, on to her tactical. Her tactical is really good. I'll show you it really quickly here. It's a bracelet that you can throw up to 68 to 70 meters. And it flies, and then you can drop down wherever it lands. When this ability came out, I was really excited for it, and it just wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be, I'm not going to lie. But I have grown to like it. It's the ability to throw it and walk the other way. Now, it seems quite silly. You throw the charm and people will see where the charm is going so that they know roughly where you're going to land. But a really good way to use this is as follows. So if I'm running away from the enemy and I run and I have a little bit of, you know, I can do this and then I'm gone. They think I've gone over there and I've teleported over here. So it's kind of hard to explain without me doing it in a game, which we will do at some point after I go through the abilities. But as you're leaving the enemy, throw it one way and run the left. It's actually incredibly bamboozling because whilst you're thinking about it, the enemy is definitely not thinking you're about to do that. And it will confuse them and it will cause a lot of chaos in an already chaotic fight. So there's 3-4 teams going on. The best thing about Loba's ability is the ability to get that high vantage points, to relocate herself, to get those high points that she can then pepper down on the enemy. Okay, so say for example, we're in a fight. We're getting hit, we're getting shot at, we don't know what we're doing. I can just take us right up here and I can shoot down on the enemies like so. So it allows me to flank vertically, and I always say in Apex, reason why Valkyrie, Octane and Ash are so good is because their abilities allow them to get those high points. There is only a couple ways to cancel your tactical once you've started throwing it. You can't right click, you can't left click, whatever. It's as soon as you press it and let go, that's when it flies. So you do have the ability, and that's just to press 2 or press 1 to draw out your weapon. So say you're sliding, you can't quite get to where you're going, you tap 1 and you'll put your bracelet away. It's really useful to know because the amount of times that you don't want to throw your tactical and you're going the wrong direction and you really don't want to land there. But it can be a bit difficult. Say you Q, you throw it and then you see enemies there, there's no way you can cancel it. You will land with the enemies, most likely get tap straight. Most likely get tap strafe and killed out the wazoo. So definitely be careful of that. You can use her ability, her Q on zip lines, on balloons. You can use them on storm points, jump cannons really well. It's a good way to bamboozle the enemy. As you can see right now, I've gone all the way down here. My enemy's up there. They don't know where I've gone. If you're being chased on a zip line, it's really good. It's a really powerful escape. Another thing I just want to say about her, her tactical is don't use it willy-nilly. Please, it's got a 30-second cooldown, so it's quite a long cooldown. Please don't use it just left, right, and center to get to loot quicker, to get to death boxes quicker, to get to your team. Those extra 10 seconds you'll probably use is definitely not worth it. You're going to want to keep that in case you get caught out of position, in case you need to relocate yourself to a higher vantage point. I see people using all the time to just get somewhere quicker or catch up with their team. Please just keep on to it. You don't know when you're going to need it. For example, if you use it to catch up with your team, you run into a building, you get trapped, you won't be able to use it to escape through the window should you need to do so. Another way I like to use them, and I'm going to demonstrate on Donald the dummy right here, is a very good way to confuse the enemies, right? So say for example, you're fighting with an enemy, right? Like you're shooting, and you're like me, you're missing every shot. Say you want to, even when I try to miss, I still hit the, hit the dummy. Say for example, you want to confuse them. Throw your Q and then immediately drop it down. That they will assume that you're running far away, and you'll be able to come up behind them and gun them down. It's a really good tactic to use because normally when you use your Q, you're going far. Another way that I like to use it is, essentially to also confuse the enemy is do it to the side as well. Anything to really confuse the enemy or to get a slight bit of cover. I'll show you again on this dummy right here. Say you're shooting, throw it over there. They'll think you're going to go far, but you're only going to go very short, and then you can turn around and beam the enemy down. Use the idea that they know how long Loba can throw her tactical, and use that against them, and make sure that you're using it long range, you're using it short range, using it to bamboozle the enemy. But remember, don't use it willy-nilly. One of my favorite ways to use Loba's ultimate is using it to scout. Now, as you can see right now, when you pull out her black market, you get a radius that kind of goes around you. It moves when you move. It kind of tells you where you'll be able to grab loot from. If you look in front of me, you can see it really does highlight things very well. See that moving target down there? It looks hard to see. It's really easy to see. It makes tracking enemies quite easy because you're able to see them against the black background. For example, the dummies down here, you can see that their colors really pop against the black backgrounds. It also works on zip lines. You can use it again to scout and see far distances. It's just a really nice tip to use, especially if you're, hunting teams down. Now, Loba's ultimate is good in two situations. The first situation is the beginning of the match. Now, your ultimate will start off at 50%. So when you land, within a minute and 20 seconds, you will have your ultimate to use. Insanely good for getting all the ammo. A good way to use it is to put it down and grab all the ammo in a radius, so that whenever teams try and loot the area on that hot drop, or like a mildly hot drop, they won't find any ammo for it. You'll have it all. So it's really good for that case. As I said, just remember, Loba's ultimate starts at 50%. It's the only ability in the game that doesn't start at 0%. The other situation that it's really good in is the late game. Middle game, it's okay if you want to loot a town really quickly. If you use your tactical to get to a town before your team, put down your black market and you can loot the town within seconds and see if there's anything you need in there. But the second situation is using it in the late game. In the late game, using it to get ammo, using it to get shield, healing, etc. It is a really good tool for you to really utilize and prolong those games. This is what I said, in the end games of Apex Legends, you do get those fights that, you and the enemy, there's two squads left, you're kind of like testing each other. You're shooting back and forth, you're like wearing them down, you're waiting to get one cracked, you're waiting for the odds to turn into your favor, so then you can decide whether to push or not. So it's really good for always supplying your team with ammo, with shields and stuff like that, and obviously ammo's the really big one when moving forward in terms of prolonging those fights to the kind of end game. A good way to do this is to grab all of the shield cells and the shield batteries in those final circles, so it stops the enemy from shielding. Another good thing is to get shield swaps. Get loads of red evos, get loads of purple evos out of the black market, so you can shield swap really quickly. It's an insanely good tool to use if you're in a good circle and you've got good placement. It's really good to kind of get those surroundings, looted up, so you can just shield swap when you need to, shield bat when when it's safe to do so. Here are some quick fire tips on how to utilize our ultimate again. What I like to do is, when putting down our ultimate, there's a short, about 3 seconds animation that you do. Check what you need, right? So I'm gonna put this down, let me look, I need a helmet and a knockdown shield. When it opens up, I can then loot it, and I can go down and I can grab a helmet and I can grab a knockdown shield should I need to do so. Make sure that this is kind of a very subconscious thing that you do every time you put it down, because it can save time. You know that the helmets and all the body armor is all in one section, ammo's in one section, you know, and all of your attachments are at the bottom. So it's really good to kind of know that and know exactly what you need. One of my biggest pet peeves, and one of the kind of tips I want to leave you guys on with our ultimate, is always use it. Please do not be afraid to use it. You should always be, if it's off cooldown, slap that down. Loot up some buildings. Make sure, you know, with your map, you can see with the radius, get as many buildings in. Sometimes you might want to walk those extra 15 to 20 steps to get all those buildings in our ultimate. But please don't be afraid to use it. Your team always needs stuff, always needs attachments, always needs shields, syringes, med kits, ammo. Make sure you're putting that down as much as possible. My last tip is a cheeky one. You know, I like a good old cheeky tip. So my cheeky tip for Loba is to put down her ultimate and grab all the ammo as possible and dump it in an area like so. So put it down. Obviously, I'm not going to be able to get all the ammo here, but open it up and then basically just take all of the ammo that you can physically fit in your backpack. Take it all of it. Drop it down on the floor like this, and then go ahead and then grab more. Keep doing it. And when a team goes through a town, they will always pick up ammo. They always need ammo. So if you can take all the ammo away, it will annoy people, and it will starve them of ammo. That sounds like a bit of an odd tip, but trust me, there has been a couple times where I've looted all of the ammo from a town, and I've seen enemies go through that town, and you know they're going to be looking for ammo. Alright guys, let's talk about Loba's gun loadouts and what you should be taking as Loba. Shotguns are good. You got the Mozambique, the Peacekeeper, and the Eva. The Mozambique is what it is. The Peacekeeper and the Eva. Shotguns are good with Loba because you can get in, you can shoot, deal some damage, escape, rejuvenate your health, your shields, and then get back in there again and deal some more damage. Loba's good at closing that gap. So if she's out of the fight, she can get into the fight and then use kind of close combat. If she's already in a fight and she's not looking too good, she can jump out of the fight. So shotguns are really good for that. Snipers are good. I personally wouldn't use a sniper on Loba purely because she needs to be with her team at all points. Legends like Octane, Valkyrie, snipers can be okay. The only reason I'd use a sniper is if I'm dealing damage, and then I'll use my Q to get there in time. Instead of a sniper, I would definitely opt in for like potentially a triple take, something like that. Light guns, you know, the drill, R301, R99s. I normally go for assault rifles over SMGs with Loba because I'll choose between an SMG and a shotgun depending on what I'm, how the game is going. My normal loadout for Loba personally is an R301 and a Peacekeeper. The reason for this is because it allows me to use more grenades as Loba. I can get more grenades in the black market, but it also allows me to have less shotgun ammo and allows me to have more shield batteries, more Phoenix kits for my team should I need to do so. Because what I like doing is going off, using my black market, getting some shield bats, getting some Phoenix kits, meeting back with my team and dropping them for them to have and take. So I would definitely recommend the R301. Heavy guns, I would definitely recommend the Car, the Wingman, and the Flatline. I don't like any other guns personally. The Flatline deals great damage up close, but you can also hit from afar. The Wingman is delightful, you guys know. Just use the Wingman. And then finally the Car SMG. As I said, I normally choose whether I want an SMG or whether I want a shotgun, depending on the attachments I have at the time, depending on how I feel as a player on that day. So I normally go for the Car over the Wingman or the Flatline. This is the secret tip. The Devotion and the Havoc, literally the best guns for Loba. The ability to grab the turbocharger hop up for the Havoc and the Devotion, as well as basically unlimited energy ammo is insane. You can use your black market to find a turbocharger straight off the bat. You can use your passive to see it through walls should you need to do so, but you can basically get unlimited energy ammo, and Havoc is a beautiful gun this season. Alright guys, let's talk backpack management, okay? So backpack management, this is what I would use if I had a Loba. I'm going to use a blue backpack because I feel like that's just the very easy backpack to get. So we're going to judge it off of this, and then I'll tell you what I would add if I had a purple backpack. As you can see here, 2 stacks of shotguns. I prefer shotguns because I like to hold grenades and I like to hold extra shield bats as well. 2 stacks of heavy ammo is not going to quite cut it for you, unfortunately. And then the 3 stacks of light ammo for the R301. Now, I always have 4 shield bats, a Phoenix kit, and 2 med kits as like the standard, because I feel like sometimes you need a Phoenix kit, sometimes you just need shields. If you've shield swapped and you've just been res, sometimes you just need a med kit. So having all of them allows you to be ready for every situation that kind of comes your way. An ultimate accelerant, because you really do sometimes need your ult a lot quicker than it kind of, you know, comes back off of charge. The ultimate accelerant, I love ultimate accelerants. I use them a lot. I know a lot of people don't, so that's obviously down to what you want to do, but personally I think they're incredibly underutilized. 4 shield cells, 4 syringes, and then 2 grenades. If I had a purple backpack, I would probably have a 2x scope that I can change my R301 from 3x to 2x, depending on if I'm going up close. And then maybe I'd have a couple more shield cells, and then an extra couple grenades if I'm able. Right, guys, now what we're going to do is we're going to jump into a trios. We're going to play 1 game, and you're going to see how I play Loba. We're splitting up. This is great. This is, look at this Wraith. Love it. Oh! I'm going to put this down and try and grab a shield. That's my plan right now. What we got? Nice. Quick top up on some ammo. There's one. Dead. Nice. So you see, I ended up having to swap shield. It was gonna be quicker. Cool. Didn't work. Definitely needed a turbocharger. But today is not that day. Got a little old accelerant because I didn't need anything from that. So it made sense to try and get another one as quick as possible. Try and slide, use my accelerant as well so I can move quicker. I'm gonna try and flank.
Jump drive set.
Try and buy my team some time. Not good, not good, not good, not good, not good, not good. Ah! I desperately need shields. I don't have anything. Right, that'll do, that'll do. Shields in here, shields in here. I just saw 2 people sitting in the corner, didn't I? Honestly, man. Some people in this game. Look at these idiots in unranked. Oh shit. Knew it. Straight into them. I didn't look where I was throwing it. That was my bad. I cannot believe there was a team in unranked sitting in the. I can't believe it, guys. And that brings us to the end of the video. I hope you all learned something today. And if you haven't, please consider dropping a like on the video and again subscribing if you haven't. Thank you for watching. It really does mean a lot to me that people enjoy these guides and people enjoy the content that I'm making. So from that, thank you, and I appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next video.